Let's see, is it on? Hello, everyone. This is Father Joe Krupp, and you are watching Quarantine Catechesis, and I'm very excited to be on site today at Martin Funeral Home in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Now, I'm going to wait for a little bit because nobody's popped in yet. And so, no, it's because of Carrie. She's drunk. And I don't know if you can see how white my beard is today. Do you see this? Do you see how much whiter it is? This is a shampoo. Yeah, that Alicia gave me because my beard was turning yellow. And I did not know this was a stoppable process. Is that a word, stoppable? A process that can be stopped. So she had me wash with it, and she warned me, it could turn your beard purple. This is true. And she said, so don't use it the first time until the day before your day off. Oh, no. I used it right away because I wanted to have a purple beard. But look at how white it made my beard. Isn't that lovely? I'm so pretty. But how we do it, I can't see the screen at all. So I don't know if there's enough people here for me to start launching this.
There's over 100 people.
There is? Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Quarantine Catechesis. I am at Martin Funeral Home in Grand Blanc, Michigan. And this is probably my favorite location so far. Why? Because it is run by some of my favorite people so far. And I love death. I do. I love death. I mean, I prefer it happen to someone else. Is that awful? Actually, I'm not kidding. If I know I'm making it to heaven, then I'm fine with death. But it's the whole judgment thing. That part, I'm more comfortable judging other people than me being judged. That's just science. But anyway, if you are in Grand Blanc, or in the area, right, remember this. I think I'm right. Tell me if I'm right. Aren't you guys the only Catholic-owned and operated funeral home in our area?
Yes.
Yes, they are, right? So I put it in my little when I die thing, right? Kevin gets the ammo. I said, I want Martin to take care of me when I'm dead because these are beautiful people, and I'm blessed to be here. And this is, to me, one of the coolest funeral homes ever, and I know funeral homes. Priests know ERs and priests know funeral homes because we're at those things a lot. And they're usually related. Can I say that? Free coffee from my Martin Funeral Home coffee cup. What a pleasure. So a couple things before we start. Thank you for watching. And I don't know what is wrong with you people, but I am getting so many beautiful, encouraging, kind emails. I am grateful. Thank you. Thank you for your encouragement. As you can imagine, this takes a lot to do. It's a lot of brain power, and I don't have a lot of brains, so it's even more. And but my gosh, your beautiful messages are so kind. Thank you. And if you could, please help us continue to get word out. I think we broke our record, didn't we? Our previous record was somewhere around 10 or 11,000.
11 plus.
Yep. And then the show with Pastor Williams.
Over 14.
We are over 14,000. Okay? So, wow. And I just assume it's all me, right? Because clearly the one where I didn't talk much, doing the best, that means it's all about me, right? Yeah. But what an important topic for us. Yeah. So anyway, today, I'm blessed to be here. We hope you have a good time. This is probably the most fun you should have at a funeral home. Yeah. So with that in mind, we're going to start getting after some questions. And actually, I forgot to tell you, I have a question that somebody sent me that I wanted to answer here, right? To start us off, because I remember thinking, that's a great question, but here's the crazy part. Now I can't remember what it was.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, but it was a good question. Gosh darn it. And not that, there are bad questions, right? You know how people tell you there's no bad questions? They're lying. They're just hard to find. Look how shiny my head is in the lights.
Sorry.
No, I don't care. I know I'm bald.
They have makeup here, and we're hoping that they'll just
Yes.
use it on.
Yeah, we are hoping. We asked Adam if he would do the makeup like I was dead. And he cried and left the room. And he said something about we don't have enough makeup to fix that. I'm going to be honest, that was pretty awkward. Yeah.
True.
Oh, we got questions?
Yep. Can you get that cup?
Oh, my Coke is in the way.
Thank you.
The pause that refreshes. So, okay, let's go. I will try to remember what that question was, because gosh darn, it was a good one. Gosh darn. Okay.
A lot of questions about your ordination.
Oh, is tomorrow your ordination anniversary? Yes. June 13th, 1998, Bishop Carl, in a severe lapse of good judgment, ordained me a Roman Catholic priest. Jesus help us all. I am, you ready for this? This is wild. There were 3 of us. I'm the only one left still serving in this diocese. How do you like that?
Pretty class.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Those other 2, they were good. So it kind of proves that being good at your job doesn't mean you'll succeed or stay in it or something. I don't know. No, they were great guys. Jay is serving as a chaplain in the Navy, and I have no idea where Derek is. But so there were 3 of us. Bishop Carl's second ordination, but clearly his best one. And in fact, here's a crazy thing. After he retired from being Bishop Mengling, I get a call, and it was Bishop Carl put it in his funeral plans that he wants you to be one of his pallbearers. Yes. And I got all, that's so beautiful. And it turns out it's because I'm large. This wasn't, yeah, they're like, look, you're large and you're a farm boy. We just figure you can carry the thing. True story.
You're the only pallbearer?
What's that?
Are you
Yeah.
the only pallbearer?
Yeah, I'm going to be the only pallbearer. We're going to put it on my shoulder like a cross. Is that disrespectful? No. That's funny. Well, funny and disrespectful are not mutually exclusive. So yeah, tomorrow is my anniversary of ordination. It's the feast day of St. Anthony of Padua, who is a very underrated saint. He's the patron saint of lost things, of course. But I'll tell you, because we are always losing stuff, and so we talk to him a lot on that topic, truly, we can miss what a home run hitter that guy is. I ask him for a lot of things. And I can't talk about it, truly, I asked him to pray for a miracle and got it. And I mean, a straight up, oh my miracle, right? So Anthony's my boy. He's one of my favorites. Okay, ready? If the bishop declare, did I answer that question about, yeah, right?
Oh,
you got
did.
it.
Okay.
Okay, I think I did. That tomorrow is my ordination anniversary. I will be starting my 23rd year. I can never figure out how to say that. Is it my 22nd anniversary? Starting my 23rd year? That's so weird to me.
So the bishop question?
Oh, I'll get after that
Okay,
now.
sorry.
Whoops. Okay, sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay, if the bishop declares a day of prayer and fasting, are the faithful obligated to fast as though it were Ash Wednesday or Good Friday? I'm not in Lansing Diocese, but I'm just wondering. Well, it depends. Usually they'll be pretty clear whether it's an obligatory fast or a suggested fast. Obligatory, not to be funny, obviously means you should do it. But what should you do? What you can, not you can't. What you can't. Once you hit, and in fact, if my sister Heidi is watching, she'll know the answer to this. And if you could text it to me, Banana, that would help. Canon law gives us an age where those rules don't apply anymore. And it's either 65, 70, or 75. Or I'm way off, right? But when you hit those years, you are not obligated. Obviously, if you have sugar issues, whatever, please be smart, okay, in that regard. Actually, I could ask my lovely research, or are you working?
No, I'm here to do that.
Okay, can you look up at what age are Catholics no longer obligated to fast?
All right.
My lovely research assistant, Carol Merrill, is now looking it up. She has actually... Wait, are you Carol Merrill? I can't remember. Okay. Carrie is Carol. Okay, I get it, because we're not allowed to point out Carrie over there. So anyway, how do you approach the fasting? Yeah, try to treat it sort of like a Good Friday fast, where we avoid... Hey, how you doing? Good. Oh, wow. Is there food?
That's food for you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Someone just put food on the table. This can only happen at Martin Funeral Home in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Thank you. I'm not sharing it with you guys, just so you know. I'm sorry. I love you, but I don't love anybody this much. That's my food. And it's a huge bag. Like, clearly, I couldn't finish. Well, I probably could. So, happy anniversary tomorrow, Father Joe. Thank you. I love being a priest. God's nuts to let me do this. I'm serious. I shouldn't be in charge of a sandbox. But, okay, could you share with us what the day before and the morning before your ordination was like? Were you nervous? Okay, yeah, sure, groovy. I'll walk you through. But I just need to put a space between that because it's improper that Carrie didn't.
They were all grouped.
Now, why do you hate God and America? That's all I want to know. All right, so let's talk about my ordination days. Okay, so this is actually a funny story. You found the answer? What's the fasting answer,
It
bro?
says the law of fasting binds all Catholics from the age of 18 until 59. So I'm
18
scot-free.
to 59. The years 18 years old till 59 years old are how long you are obligated to maintain whatever fast the church calls, if it's an obligatory fast. And they'll use that word. They'll use that phrase, obligatory fast. Okay? Thank you to my lovely research assistant, Kiwana. Can I call you Kiwana? I don't even know. Isn't that a club or something?
That's my African name.
So, here's a funny thing. I got to back up, actually, to my diaconate ordination for the day before my priest ordination to make sense, all right? And it's a true story, and it's insane. But there were 3 of us getting ordained deacons, and that was November 15th of 97, okay? And so they had a practice for it. And when you're in seminary, one thing you get very good at, frankly, is Mass. You learn to anticipate needs. You can serve almost any Mass after about 2-3 years in seminary and be a darn good server. So when you have what do you say, what do they call it? It starts with an F. I can't remember, but a practice, basically. For a diaconate ordination, you're practicing with 3 guys who know Mass, right? We know it, K-N-O-W Mass. The priest running the practice was kind of anal on a level that wasn't healthy or helpful. So we're practicing processing in, which was weird in and of itself. The 5th time he wanted us to practice walking into church, Jay says to him, "We're not going to do that, Father." And we have to practice this. He goes, "We know how to walk. We know how to process. Let's move on. If we keep this pace up," it had been 45 minutes, and we were on the procession in. Okay? Well, it kind of became a thing. Where he was like, "Well, we're practicing it." And then I'm like, "If he ain't doing it, I ain't doing it. This is stupid as thing." It turned into a thing. It was a mutiny. And we didn't finish the practice. This is a true story. So that resulted in some letters, right? Letters from the worship office, letters from the bishop's office, blah, 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 blah. And our point was simple. Bring in Rita Thyron, right? Have Rita Thyron run the practice. Do any of you remember her?
Yes.
She's a goddess.
She started out at Holy Family.
She started out at Holy Family. Rita Thyron was our liturgist back then, and she's a goddess. And we were like, have her run the practice.
She wouldn't mess around.
She didn't mess around. She did our priest practice because we wouldn't do it with the other person. Is that messed up? Do you know the best part? I'm older now. I'm almost twice that age. I still think we might have been right. Like, normally, you know how you look back on stuff like that where you're like, that's a hill I'll die on. And you look back and you go, I'm a moron. That's when I'm like, I think we did the right thing. And here's the best part. We got Rita. So the day before priest ordination was awesome because Rita was running the practice. And it was a great practice. So what did we do? My whole family gathered at a hotel. Do you remember this, Pa? He's out. Yeah. We just, honestly, I'm a guy, I go to bed early and I get up early. Like, I like to be in bed by 9:30. And by the way, I'm looking at y'all. Anybody who texts me after 9 p.m., I will not ever give you communion again.
Yes.
Unless you're in ER. Yeah. So, no texting after 9 p.m. because fat boy gets his sleep, right? This, it's hard to maintain. It requires rest. The moneymaker doesn't just happen. So, I went to bed early because I'm that guy. And I'm going to be up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, although I've been sleeping in lately. Have you noticed that? The alarm woke me up this morning. The alarm never wakes me up. I'm tired. I shouldn't be. Anyway, so went to bed early. We had a nice dinner, and then we had McDonald's sandwiches for breakfast. Sausage and cheese muffin. Thank you. And then was I nervous? I don't remember. More nervous about doing it right. It's a complicated ceremony. I don't remember being particularly nervous, but I probably was. I think maybe excited might be a better word. I was fired up. It was, you know what? This is a true story, okay? And I promise I mean this. That at the end of that day, like I'm a person, I don't do well with crowds. Right? When there's a lot of people around me, if you know me, if you go to Mass, you know I shake and I sweat. I'm a good faker. But when there's a lot of people around me, I get really, it's hard, okay? And when I feel like everyone's looking at me, I really don't like that either. So everything about that day should have been kind of awful, but it wasn't. It was just beautiful. And I truly remember, and I've never said this before that I recall or since, okay? I truly remember when I went to close my eyes that night, I said, that was a perfect day. Nobody fought, right? And to me, that's success. When people I love fight, that is the most painful thing in my life. I can't help it. That's how I'm wired. Nobody fought. And we just... It was beautiful. Here's a funny thing. Did you know they wouldn't let me wear my boots? Did I tell you this?
No.
Okay, so here's the thing. I always wear cowboy boots, right? That's what makes me happy. And I have dress cowboy boots, and I have work cowboy boots. And so about a month before my ordination, Bishop Carl, who I would take a bullet for. Is this boring, people? I don't know. I can't see you, so I don't know. I hope this isn't boring you, because of course I like it. I'm talking about the best day of my life.
That's exciting.
At least that's what my wife tells me, that was the best day of my life. The one in Utah, not the one in Michigan. Bishop Carl calls me up, and if you guys know Bishop Carl, I would take a bullet for that beautiful old man. And he called me up and said, "You're not wearing boots to your ordination, are you?" And I said, "Well, I'll wear my dress boots." And he said, "You're not wearing boots to your ordination." And I went, "It's that or tennis shoes. That's what I got." He goes, "Well, wear dress shoes." I goes, "I've got dress boots." And it turned into a thing where he's laughing and I'm laughing as we realize he thinks I have shoes. And I'm like, well, boots are shoes. And I have a dress boots. And anyway, so I told him this, and I thought, I'm so stupid. I was 28. What do you want? I thought we were done discussing it. One day later, Bishop Morlino comes to my room at seminary, and I was a guy who drove him. He struggled with narcolepsy, so I would drive him places. And he says, "I need you to drive me to Battle Creek? Battle Creek. And I said, okay, that happened all the time. So I'm driving him, and he's sitting and doing his work, and I'm listening to Sinatra, and he's like, turn here. There's no GPS back then. Or if there was, I don't know about it. And we pull in, and it's a shoe place. It's a shoe place. And he was like, "Bishop Carl and I are buying you dress shoes." And I'm like, "I have dress boots." This is true. We bought dress shoes for like more than $10, which just horrified me. If you're going to pay 3 digits for shoes, they should be boots. Seriously, I didn't even know you could pay this much for shoes. These shoes were like $200 and some for a pair of shoes that were not cowboy boots. Isn't that awful?
No, the awful thing is there was a meeting about this.
Oh, there was a meeting about the dumb redneck
You
needs
don't
to,
get-
yeah.
You don't get to the car ride without a meeting.
They were tight, right? Bishop Carl and Bishop Morlino. Now, Bishop Morlino of blessed memory, he's with Jesus now. And I bawled my eyes out when he died. He was a good bishop. Well, he was a good man. I don't know. He was never my bishop. But, so I have dress shoes. And I'm like, I put them on, but I was like a baby giraffe. I was walking around the shoe store like a baby giraffe that just fell out of mama. And so I put them in a box, and the day of ordination, I put them on. And they were like deer guts on a doorknob. They were just slippery, right? They were crazy. Now, for cowboy boots, when you get them, you walk on gravel, right, for about an hour and bust up that leather and get it all how you know. I didn't know you do that with dress shoes either. Did you know this? Or also? The second the ordination was done, I put on my boots. In my pictures, my post-ordination pictures, I'm wearing boots. Like, there was a respectful 3-minute pause after the ordination for me to take off these baby giraffe walking things and put boots on. That's a true story. And then here's another great story from that day. It's the end of the day. Is this worth any time?
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea. You don't have to be polite. Are they saying they like it?
Yes. Yes.
All right. This story is so Martha Krupp, right? For those of you who didn't know my mom, she's with Jesus now. Or Jesus is with her, actually. I think. Huh?
See them all?
No, are people happy?
Yes.
Okay, I think you're being polite. I have no idea if this is actually entertaining, but I don't care. So, true story about Martha. This is so Martha Krupp, okay? So the day's over. We're sitting at the house. We're drinking pop and beverages. The phone rings, and my mom answers, and you know how it goes. You only hear half the time. You hear her half. And it was like, yes, it is. Uh-huh. And then there's a lot of these. Huh. No. No. Well. And this whole thing goes on. So she hangs up, and she was so irritated. It was a call from a Catholic newspaper that wanted to interview the mother of the priest. Okay? And what they wanted from her was, and this was, she said, they kept saying, are you proud of him for being a priest? No. I'm proud of him because he loves God. I don't care what he does. Right? I'm proud of my son who's an engineer. I'm proud of my daughter who's a teacher. And it was so funny, this kind of weird little battle, and Mom won those, between this reporter who wanted the mother of the priest story and my mom who was like, screw that, I'm just happy he loves God. I don't care what he does. It was, do you remember that, Pop? That's so Mom. She hated cheese. And they wanted, can you send a picture with Joe and you? And she was like, no, but I can send you one with all my kids. Girl is awesome. She said, no one asked me when my daughter married, are you proud of her for getting married? No one asked my son, me, are you proud of your son for getting married? I'm just proud if they love Jesus. I don't care what they do. That was Mom. True story. What else? I don't know. We had a great day. I had a great day. Wait, I think, does that say Lori? That looks like.
Lori Crump. It was his yes to say.
Yeah. She didn't want to do the cheesy, mother of the priest. She's like, I'm a mother of engineers, of publishers, of doctors. I wasn't giving her grandkids, and I think she might have been upset. Yes?
Did you have unique singing and cantoring that day for your ordination?
Do you know that story? You know that story? Okay. Will I go to hell for telling this?
I don't know the story.
Okay.
I can't help you yet.
Here's the thing. And again, some of you might hear this and know what I'm talking about and be really unhappy with me. And I want to tell you, I understand. So there's two litanies of the saints, right? There's the one Jesus wants you to do. Saint Michael, pray for us. Saint so-and-so, pray for us. It's lovely. And then there's this other one that makes me want to beat somebody with a stick. Okay? In the name of Jesus. And it's when they do this, we're going to say 732 saints' names in 3 seconds. Peter, Barnabas, Andrew, pray for us. Blah, 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 pray for us. And I want to die. All you holy. Right, so the part you don't need, they drag. And then the names of the saints are like, you know, and I hate it. Well, we somehow convinced the musician to not do the awful one and to do the nice one. Saint John the Baptist, pray for us. Saint Andrew, pray for us. All right, it's lovely. Well, they got the wrong guy to do it.
So it wasn't Rita.
No, Rita hated that we didn't want to do the goofy one. She loved that one. And in fact, wrote on our form, Decker, that's who wrote it. I guess someone named Decker, who's probably not going to make the cut. She wrote in all caps, I'll never forget this, Decker, always Decker. But the dude who did the old school one, and this is loud, I need you all to be ready, right? This is how he did it. Is this what you're talking about? So it's time for the Litany of the Saints. It's like this solemn, quiet, beautiful moment. Dead quiet. We're laying on the floor, right? That's what you do. When all of a sudden, this voice from the back of the church, are you ready? Saint Michael, pray for us. And that's how he was just bellowing. And this violent shrieking of saints. And I was like, Michael left. He's scared. This is the man who went mano a mano with the devil, and he just ran away. So then we had to do the Decker one after that. That's when Rita wrote, Decker, always Decker. So ever since then that I know of, it was that awful litany of saints. Peter, Barnabas, Andrew, pray for us. Hezekiah, pray for us. Who wrote that? Who's like, we've got 3 notes, let's get 5 saints in there. And one of them needs to be named Eusebius. Wow. Is this as bad as the wedding reception thing?
The wedding reception was hilarious.
Okay. Do you celebrate? Oh wait, how did you share? What did or have your parents or family shared with you about their experience of your ordination? Well, my sister Edie had just given birth to a child that was the size of a Honda, right? That poor girl. I'm not kidding. Do you remember? Quote, little Stephen, who is today, I believe, 200 pounds of solid muscle. And when he was born, it was about 50 pounds of solid muscle. She was in labor for 17 days and gave birth to beautiful, precious Stephen. I think my sister Kelly was expecting at that point, right? Yeah. So, yay. I love thinking of that because I love those 2 boys so much. My sister Lori helped me understand an experience I had at the ordination, truly. So remember how I told you we laid down, are people entertained? Is this help?
Yes.
Okay.
They asked the question.
Really? Okay, I'm worried that because I'm not giving you information you need.
There's
That's what
more
I worry
time.
about. Okay. What were we talking about?
Your ordination day.
Oh, yeah, so there's a point where you lay on the floor as a sign of total surrender, and that's when somebody is bellowing out that awful litany of the saints. And here's the key. They carpeted the floor of the cathedral during the recavations of the 70s when they ruined all the good churches, okay? And somebody cleaned the carpet, okay? So I'm laying there, and my boy Jay is laying there on one side of me, and Derek's on the other. I was in the middle, like Jesus between the thieves.
Was it Jay Kirsten?
Jay Kirsten.
Okay.
Yeah. And the smell of carpet cleaner was actually choking us. We started coughing. I mean, it was savage. Okay. But it was also like this elevated, glorious moment. And so, what do? So afterward, I tell Lori, my sis, I says, holy crap, we were sucking in ammonia, which probably explains a lot of my issues. And she, later, I don't think it was right away, I remember it later, she sent me this lovely thing about that's going to be your priesthood, right? That's a model for your priesthood. Your nose in the ammonia and your heart in heaven, right? To be that bridge between the carpet cleaner, the awfulness of carpet cleaner and the beauty of the saints. And I dug that. And I've held on to it ever since. Okay. Do you celebrate your anniversary with priests you ordain with? No, they're not. I don't. I'm the only one left in the diocese. So I don't get to see them. Honestly, I don't even know if Derek's still a priest. I know Jay is. What's the other priest, Jay Munley? No, Jay Kirsten. Jay Kirsten is serving our country in the Navy with great honor, and I'm so proud of him, and I love him. Hi, Father, now I'm worried about your knee. Don't want to drop the bishop when you are a pallbearer. Yeah, well, here's the good thing. I've thought of this. If I drop him, he won't care. He's dead. Right? So that's the thing about being a pallbearer. If you drop someone, you can't hurt them.
You might more to scare the people, though.
Yeah, you might horrify everyone there, but that'll just help therapists pay their bills. Yeah, no, my knee's killing me. I'm gonna see my doctor Sunday. In fact, I'll talk to her then. Some of it is my lovely research assistant. What did I say your name? Kiwanis? Kiwanis. He bit me, and it's painful. Have you tried out any caskets yet? Yeah, my dream casket is just super simple, right? Like, what do you call it? One of my buddies in Hudson, when he went to be with Jesus, it was just a straight wood casket with rope. And I thought, that'll do it. Right? Because what I want is any money I have to go to my school, not to my corpse. It doesn't need much, just the fluid. Yeah.
And some makeup.
Huh?
And makeup.
A lot of
And the makeup, yeah. Because this,
A lot of makeup.
yeah. So that's my theory. I want a cheap casket, because it's not like anyone's going to dig it up and check it out.
Yeah.
You know, well, it's an ugly, oh, is that?
Heidi.
Oh, it's my sissy. Oh, let's
So
see.
the Martins here are saying, hope he doesn't come through our funeral.
You're right.
You know, cheap casket.
Oh, that's true. Although, if it's at Martin's, I want the Cadillac. They got to put bread on the table, guys. You know what I'm saying? Baby needs a new pair of sandals.
Your dream casket.
Are those, but I don't know. They probably don't make money off the caskets, right? Yeah. So I just want the cheapo, right? And just drop me in and go eat your potato salad.
Is a Viking funeral out of the question?
I want, oh my gosh, it's so crazy you say this. I want one so bad. But it turns out I actually investigated this.
Can we do like the flaming arrows?
Yes. Like
Oh, I'm in.
put my booty in a boat with a ton of kindling, right? After you get the stuff out that you need. If I've got stuff people need, what do you call those things in your eyeballs?
Organs?
Yeah, but the ones in your eye,
Retinas?
cornea,
The cornea.
cornea, my spleen. Does anyone need a spleen?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Whatever, rip out whatever you need, okay? For a moderate fee. We can cover some tuition here. Then plop me in a boat, put me out on a lake, boom, launch an arrow, and boom, smell of bacon fills the air. I assume I'll make a grease fire.
Now
Here's
I
the
gotta
key.
outlive you because I want to shoot the arrow.
Yeah, of course. But here's the key. As Catholics, we can't do that. That's considered scattering the ashes. Dang it. And so maybe we could have a non-flammable boat, and then you could just like sweep all the ashes into a...
Could we just throw flaming arrows or like where the grave is?
Sure, Kevin, I give Kevin and any of you watching permission to shoot flaming arrows at my grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as, no, I have no restrictions on that. The other one, I wanted a funeral pyre. I thought that'd be cool, like the Greeks used to do, where you just you put the things and you put them up there. Anyway, turns out all that I want, you can't do.
Like Game of Thrones, where it's as far as.
And you know what I want on my tombstone, right? My buddy Will came up with this. Will Yurkevich. I don't know if you're watching, Will, but he had the best idea, right? You know, Father Joe Krupp, born April 7th, 1970, then died, in quotation marks, and the date of my death, and underneath it, avenge me. Wouldn't that be awesome? This is what I want. The other one I wanted was on my tombstone, pardon me for not getting up.
I like that one.
Me too. Guys, I got ideas. This is why I love funeral homes. Life's terminal. Might as well have a hoot with it. Not a green and white casket. Well, here's the key, okay? The grass will be green, and my vestments will be white.
Oh, you get buried in your vestments?
I think you do. Do you know, have you buried a priest?
Yep.
Did they go in vestments?
Yep.
Sweet. So we'll go white vestments or green ones in case the earth's grass turns white somehow. You never know.
Isn't it based on the season? Do I need to look that up?
I don't know, but let me just say two words. Corona. 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 What is this virus called?
Corona.
Corona. Could turn the grass white.
Make sure you pick your shoes that you want to be buried into.
Oh, yeah.
See your shoes.
Oh, we're going boots, baby. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. Boots are expensive. We should give them away. Yeah, I won't need them.
Nobody wants to wear your used boots. We'll bury you with them.
Okay, just you can't hear, but they're talking some serious garbage over here. Is anyone finding this helpful? This is not helpful. I'm sorry. I love you all. I've wasted 36 minutes of your time. No one's gained any intel. Oh, can you share the resources you used from Peter Kreeft yesterday? Yes. Okay, so type into Google Dr. Peter Kreeft. 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 And he's got a website with a ton of his stuff on there. And it's free. You can really. And then any of his books, just about. I mean, some of them are a little wild, but I like almost everything he wrote. I just love Dr. Peter Kreeft. I do. My favorite book by him, nope, it was a lecture. He has a lecture called If Einstein Had Been a Surfer. And that's really worth your time, where he's talking about the grand unified theory. It's fantastic. Okay.
He's only 83. You keep saying he's like 102. He's only
What is he?
83.
Oh, I thought he was older than that. He's only 83. Sorry, my bad. Okay, can you explain why ashes have to be buried in a cemetery and not sprinkled? Certainly. It's this idea that, all my joking aside, and only some of it was joking, we believe that a dead body is sacred, and so it should go in a sacred place. The scattering of ashes does not speak of the dignity of the human person. Okay? Now, if you've done it and you didn't know, let it go. God can deal. Okay? But for any future planning, please remember, here's the ideal way to do it if you're a Roman Catholic. Okay? That your body comes to the funeral, and then after the funeral you're cremated, and then the ashes are buried in a cemetery. Can you bring cremains to a funeral mass? Yes, right? It's just the better choice is that the body be physically present as a body. Why is cremation okay? It's just speeding up what time is going to do. Right? But we don't dig up people and scatter those ashes because we recognize that the human body is sacred. And I know, like, some people will bury the ashes in their yard, and I get the emotion. I do. But I want to tell you, and I mean this, okay? This has happened to me a few times as a priest, and it was awful. A construction company is out digging, and they hit and smash an urn. Somebody buried it there 10 years ago and forgot, or the person who buried it there moved. Whatever it may be, our remains deserve dignity, okay? So I hope that's helpful. That's why we don't scatter them. That's why we don't put them in the backyard or on the mantle, because you won't always be alive. And human memory won't allow those to be treated well long term. Okay, we put sacred things in sacred places. And your body's sacred. One day the Lord's going to raise up your remains and restore them to your soul, and you will be a body-soul unity in heaven. Yeah. Okay. How do you discuss death with little ones 5 and 4 years old? without scaring the crap out of them. I don't. Is that okay to say? I love you all, but I don't have children, and this is one of the reasons. Those awkward conversations that I assume you've had and all the holy, sweet, fancy Moses, let me just say in the words of Jesus, good luck with that. Because a lot of times, here's what I know what doesn't work. Seriously, don't tell kids it's like when you sleep. Because then they're in my office 3 weeks later having not slept in 3 weeks. Seriously, that freaks them out. They're super concrete thinkers. So I'm so sorry. And if any of you have ideas, put them in the thinger. Because you don't want me raising children. God didn't, so you don't. Sorry, I know I copped out, but I don't want to give a bad answer.
That's okay.
And oh my gosh, don't tell them God sometimes sees someone he likes and takes them home. That's the worst. Have you ever heard that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, we had this one family. This was so awful, and their little one died. And someone came to them while I was standing with Mom and said this thing about God seeing a perfect rose in his garden and plucking it and taking it home. Yeah, and the mom was like, she took him because he liked him? I liked him too. You know, it was so awful. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you don't know what to say, don't say anything. But how to tell kids about it? Whoo, good luck. Yeah, honestly, this is terrible. But that's one of the reasons pets are so valuable. It is. I'm serious, for tons of reasons. But pets can teach. That's how I learned about death, right, from our animals. Right, we had a ton of feral, well, half feral. We had a ton of barn cats, and we had barn dogs, and they'd die, and we'd bury them, and we'd say a prayer, and we'd thank the Lord, and then you didn't see them again. Some of them we ate. Remember when that one cow, what was her name? The first cow that I went, where did she go, and why is the freezer full?
That's why you don't name them.
Oh, do you remember this? This was an incident at our house, you know, because you're torn between the fact that you're going to miss the sweet cow and the fact that she's delicious. Homer, yes. Oh my gosh, the cow's name was Homer. Seriously. And I remember it's like, Homer's gone, freezer's full. Wait a minute.
Oh, those Homer burgers had to be fantastic.
Homer burgers were fantastic. They were fantastic. Oh, okay. How are we doing? I feel like I have just wasted. I don't feel like I'm giving you information you need. I feel like I'm just being silly today. But I love talking about my ordination. I haven't talked about it in forever. No one asks,
That's
isn't
what
that?
they asked.
All right. I think you're all being nice. On the internet, you can purchase a rosary that has a space for your loved one's ashes.
Yikes.
Can I make this face? Is that insensitive? That freaks me out. You better bury that rosary.
Well, now there's guidance. Tell them.
Yeah, don't. Or if you do, bury the rosary in a cemetery. Right? Why, that's weird. I'm sorry. Is that okay to say?
Yes.
Does anyone else find that creepy? It might be me. I don't know. I feel like I was just insensitive, and I didn't intend to be. But, holy cow. Praying? Okay.
Yep.
But it can be put in a vault. Yeah, a vault, a mausoleum, any place that's set aside for the burial of the dead.
Just not our parish vault.
Just not our parish vault, because we put money in there. Guys, I am crazy today. I'm sorry. I love you. My dad wants best nap ever on his headstone. Yes! Who wrote this?
Jesus points.
I award you 20 Jesus points.
It's a big one.
I think that's the highest I've given out.
I do.
Whoever you are, I love you. You complete me. Have you ever been to Scotland? No, but I've had Scottish people come stay with me. And I loved them, Ian, and we called her Sid, but I can't remember her real name. And they were a married couple from Scotland, and I met them through a strategy gaming forum. And just lovely people. But truly, I never understood a word they said. And I felt so bad about it. Like the whole week was, we're going to damn for the thing with a servant for four. And I'm like, what? That was the whole week. Me saying what? And them saying, we're again damn for the thing with there. He said hi. That's a true story. And I felt terrible. I know they were speaking English. And I'm sure, like, when I talked, they were like, is that English? I'm like, no, that's redneck. So, no, I have not been to Scotland, and I won't go, I assume, unless I have a translator. But my buddy Sean, is Father Sean watching? He's from England, and he said, Joe, the Scots can't understand themselves. That's what he says. He says no one can understand them. I hope I didn't just create an incident. Because my girl's from Scotland on here every day. Yep. Oh, I love her. Okay. Can you keep an urn with you till the partner passes and go with them? I think so. I think so. You know, you want to put it in a reverent and respectful place, but that can save you a ton of money, frankly. Right? Because every time they dig, right? You know, you might want to think about that.
Hold on a second. Let me get this one in here.
On your rosary, you have medals hanging off. I assume they are saints. Is that correct? Sí. That's Spanish. I have one for every parish I've been signed at, and then I got some of my home run hitters on there too. The problem is the medals are really falling off. I have like 6 at home that fell off. And a guy offered to do a kind of welding thing, but then I don't have it. Like he would have it.
I bet Lyric can help you and do it right away.
Yeah, because the ringers that the thingers go on, they keep falling off. They catch in my pocket. Do you know what I'm saying? The little round like key thing, they catch in my pocket. So yeah, every parish I've been assigned to, and plus just some of my home run hitters. Like, I don't mean to, saints I love, St. John Vianney. I've never found a St. Barnabas medal. I would love a St. Barnabas medal on my rosary, but I can't find one. Okay, what's the best path of you have? I don't understand.
I think they have remains at home. What should they do with them?
Oh, if you have remains of your loved one at home, what do I do? What do we do? Okay.
Contact your parish.
Sure. Well, if you're not waiting, you know, right? If you're saying I'm going to wait until we're both gone, if you're thinking, boy, I need to do this proper soon. I don't know. Can they call their funeral home? Is that what you do if you have cremains and you want to bury them, or do you call your Oh, you should call your funeral home. And I'm just going to say this. If you're here, you should call the Martin Funeral Home. Can I say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're awesome, guys. I'm serious. Huh?
I can get on a shirt for you if you want.
Yeah, we'll get it on a shirt. Right? I didn't tell him this, but I still want you guys to get one on the back that says, we're the last people to let you down.
It's, during this COVID time, it's been last responder.
Last responder. That's what they're calling themselves. That is fantastic. Oh, okay. I speak the Queen's English, darling, and I'm Scottish. Yes! See, that's what I'm talking. And I know what you're speaking is older and better. I just can't understand it. We're going to give him a damn bit of store. I heard the word store. Can loved ones in heaven interact with our guardian angels? Wow. You know, I've never thought of that, but I would imagine so. I would imagine so. It's one world. Not to be funny, right? The question, can our loved ones in heaven interact with our guardian angels? You know, I'm going to look that up, but I would imagine they can, because again, it's one heaven. Not to be funny. There's just one heaven. Yeah. Wow, lovely question.
We had a question we didn't get to the other day.
Oh.
Of at what point is the soul created? Is the soul created at?
Is the soul created at conception? I have no idea. Wow. Do you know what? You guys are knocking it. It's 2 in a row that I don't know. The first. Oh my gosh! Yay! Sorry. Wow. Okay. My Uncle Lonnie, he's like a ninja. How long have you been here? Hours. He's been here are you serious? How long have you been here? Oh, he speaks lies with forked tongue. Either way, what we know is that I had an apparition of Lonnie. What were we talking about? You gave me a question, I have no idea, and I'm going to find out. Are our souls created at conception? I think so. But Ask someone smart. And in the meantime, can you help me remember to look that up?
Yes.
Would that be in the catechism?
I don't know.
I'll
I don't
have
know.
that.
Gosh, who wrote that?
It was from the other day and you didn't get to it.
Okay. So, how do you know what size container will be needed, or is it one size fits all? I assume I'm gonna need a couple coffee cans.
Approximately one size would work for
Okay.
everyone, because it's generally just your bones. that-
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. So Adam's point is that it's usually just your bones that produce the ashes, right? Like I said, remember I told you I'm gunning for a grease fire. That's what I want. But because of that, it's usually one size fits all, right? Although this is very sweet. When I had a Newfoundlander, she was a 150-pound dog, and they gave her to me in 2 containers when they cremated her. She's a big girl. Okay. I thought there was a time limit for the burial of cremains. I could be wrong, but I would assume if your goal, honestly, let's talk turkey, right? God's not going to ask us to do what we can't. And when Mom died, we learned that burial and that's all very expensive, much more than I think than we thought, And every time we paid something, then there'd be another thing. And you'd think, okay, that's it. And then, nope, there's another one. And so we were okay. But I can imagine for some families that would be painful financially. And I think in that case, again, if you're like, I can't afford, $750, last I knew, at Flint Catholic Cemetery, right? What do you call that one? New Calvary. It was $750 every time they punched a hole. And doing that twice might be tough. So if there is a time limit, but finance makes that time limit challenging, I think you're okay. I really do. Okay. Is there a specific book to read that one can read to find comfort about dying? Yeah, you know what, for me, and as seriously, I'm sure you've picked up, I'm an emotional guy. And death, like every funeral I do, I try to give my all. I try not to give stock homilies, and I try to really enter the pain with them. And as a result, afterward, I'm exhausted, right? Death is worth our best, right? So for me, when Mom died, I really felt like I was going to lose it a couple times. Not literally, I guess, but so the week I went back to the parish, okay, after Mom died from Alzheimer's, I gave last rites to 3 women dying of Alzheimer's, okay? And I realized, okay, the pain's a good thing, right? But I got to figure out how to carry it in a way that doesn't cripple me. So for me, it was a book called A Grief Observed by C.S. Lewis. Huh?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, A Grief Observed by C.S. Lewis. That book helped me a lot because it was his just raw anger and pain dealing with the death of his wife and how he kind of got back on his feet. And it also was one of the things I liked in there, and that helped me a lot. And he didn't say it this candidly. Okay, he said it beautifully. I won't because I can't. But he said this thing of he kept finding that he kept recreating his wife in his head after she was gone, and pretending that at some time she didn't irritate the snot out of him. And we do this, we canonize the dead by accident. I think it's just a thing that happens because we think, well, I shouldn't speak ill of the dead. Well, speaking the truth of the dead is not speaking ill. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know, I hope I say, Dad and I was like, Ma had a lights out temper, right? And now, honestly, that's funny to talk about. It is. It's I can pretend like she was this perfect, oh my gosh, no, she wasn't perfect. And why would I put that burden on her? And then why would I put that burden on me? She was a train wreck too. We all are. And I loved her, and she loved me, and she loved Dad, and Dad loved her. And somehow the realness of it helped me a lot. Just saying, okay, let's be real about who died, right? One of the best humans I've ever known. But by remembering who she really is, trying to remember, although every year I'm less and less good at it because she's been gone for so long. It's been 5 years. I don't know. That book helped me a lot. Are you related to the Krupps in Lennon Swartz Creek? Yeah, I'm sure, right? I can't swing a dead cat without hitting a relative. And that Krupp's novelty shop was owned by my great uncle. But now it's owned just by a very lovely couple that we met. Didn't we, Dad? Didn't we just, we in the fall? If you get a chance to go there, they just seem like a wonderful couple. But it's not really run by Krupps anymore. So there's that. Have you read, whoops, sorry, I lost it. There it is. Oh, wait, I missed one. Sorry, I missed a few. Okay. Can one receive anointing of the sick multiple times? Yes. And is it different when death is imminent? Kinda. When death is imminent, we don't do anointing, we do last rites. Okay? And that's different. Anointing of the sick you can do multiple times. You know, you don't want to treat it lightly, of course, but you also don't want to have it that something's so elevated you never receive it. If you're sick and, you want to get after it, that's anointing of the sick. How do you stay humble? Thank you. I've often thought that of myself. How do you stay humble with your minor celebrity? And do you feel it helps or hinders your ministry? I don't know. I hope I'm humble. I try to be. I try to be exceedingly conscious of how much help I need from Jesus. And
But
I
this
don't.
whole idea that you're a minor celebrity?
Yeah, but the minor celebrity thing? What the heck? Do you know who I am? Wouldn't that be awesome? I hope it helps. I'm getting letters from just all over the place, and it's really blowing me away. So I hope it helps my ministry to do this, and I hope I'm humble. I want to be. I do. And there's checks, right? If you're a priest, here's the problem, and I'm being candid, okay? Nobody really wants a humble priest. They just want a humble priest. And what do I mean by that? We like the idea of a humble priest, but what that means is that, well, how's this? Like Adam, if I may, Adam volunteers to be on our finance council, and he's got a ton of smarts about money. I don't, right? I know how to spend it.
Build new churches.
That's right. Kevin's here. Kevin is our business manager, and he's a horrible human being, but he's good with money. And so when we sit in a meeting and the committee says we should do A, and I'm like, well, I want to do B, I better lose, right? That's the problem. Priests are busy and we have too much power. And so one of the ways we can unintentionally deal with our busyness is just by being dictators. We can be smiling dictators, right? A ton of that. Priests who call themselves servants but are dictators. And I don't think most of us mean it. It's just you're always being pushed to do more, to say more, to blah, blah, blah. And so you start doing the quickest things sometimes. And I try to be very conscious of that and of giving up any power I can or that I'm not specifically called to. I try to be really conscious of that. And truly, not to be funny, I was just at a meeting this week where everybody in the meeting was telling me not A. And in my head, I'm like, no, it's A. And so I said, not A. Why? That's the right thing to do. I don't know. I hope I want to be humble. How are we? Oh my gosh, it's 1:00. What the hey? I feel like okay. Well, when you eventually cut off your beard, are you going to sell locks off of it? We're going to have a fundraiser at some point, right? I said I won't cut it till the church is done, and the church should be done next week, right? I'm totally kidding. I believe at this point, the dates we're being given are sometime between now and Jesus' second coming. But when we finish the church, then we're going to have this thing, shave it or save it. All right, and we'll see, and I'll just do what you people say. And by you people, I mean whoever gives the most money for Christ. I've really messed around a lot today. I didn't give you much information. I'm sorry. It's really Carrie's fault. She lacks discipline. So this has been a joy. Thank you to Martin Funeral Home, located in lovely downtown Grand Blanc, as well as locations in Clio, Montmore. I always say Clio.
Montmore, it's all right.
Locations in Montmorse,
Vassar.
Vassar, and that one little town,
Fairgrove.
Fairgrove. Okay? So if you plan on dying soon, stop on by. Wouldn't that be- So truly, bless you, beautiful people. I hope I didn't waste too much of today. But tomorrow is my ordination anniversary, and I think I'm going to go to the Lansing one. I got to figure that out. I thought they weren't having it because of a thing. And so, anyway, I'm not bright. So this has been a joy. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you on Tuesday with a top secret topic. Meaning we haven't picked yet. But I've got all my research in my list, so...
We're going to finish up the Beatitudes.
We did.
Oh, we finished.
We
it.
finished the Beatitudes.
All right.
We're that holy. Like even Jesus was like, whoa, you guys really covered it. He took notes a couple times.
He told you this morning.
He told me this morning while I was eating my humble breakfast.
Humble pie.
Humble pie. I do have pot pies. I've got homemade pot pies waiting for me. So, okay. Well, I love you guys. I'm so grateful to you. I'll say a little prayer, give you ayida.
Sure.
And then please share these, please, except for this one. Please like these and share these and get the word out. We're trying to grow our audience. We're going to get Pastor Williams back as soon as we can because he's better at this than me. So, let's pray. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Jesus, we are so grateful for the gift of this faith. The faith that is both ours and not ours. It's yours. We ask for the grace to hold it well, to love you and to love each other with everything we have. And today, Lord, we're asking to not be afraid of death, but to trust you. And for those who are mourning, oh Lord, comfort their broken hearts. We love you, Jesus. We trust you. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Bless you, beautiful people. See you soon. Bye. You got it?